Good afternoon. So this is just a quick recap how to go about painting hearts using watercolor technique. Underneath the camera here you see a small sheet of watercolor paper. Here's a larger sheet next to it. All these colors are already dry. You've seen this sheet before to demonstrate how you can use the paint to go dark to light, and how when the paint is dry you can use pencils to do the same thing. You don't have to be using the same color on the same paint. You can certainly blend and mix, that's fine. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to work on top of dry watercolor. Now, the ovals that you see here are going to come together to form hearts. Do you see how the ovals that I've made here, they're pretty light. I'm not sure you can see them. Help me to get a sense of the size of each of these lobes of the heart. You know, your little earlobe that you got on the left and one on the right of your head. Well, these are the lobes of this heart. I even put a heart here beneath another heart because you know that switching up the sizes and overlapping your hearts is a great way to provide a sense of the hearts being layered, and some of them in the far distance. I'm going to put a heart here. Okay, I'm done with that. I might introduce one more design element. It's just a simple circle. It's simple, and because it's simple, I'm taking my time to make sure I do it right. I'm not rushing. You are not going to see me rushing my work, and you won't be able to tell me rushing because you're never going to see it happen with me. Okay, so very quickly then, here comes my red. Now I'm right-handed, so coming in from my right, doing a quick visual check of that, it looks pretty gross. We might be able to use that. I'm going to lay a bright red color there, and I'm going to lay another one there and there. Be very generous with the amount of color. And here comes a number 8 brush. Remember that you always have to have, when you paint, on your right side, if you're right-handed, water, towel, and brush. And if you're left-handed, put it on your left side. Notice how I go in and start to dissolve that color, and then I drag it out, and I turn the paper so I can catch from an accurate angle from my right all of those hard to reach edges. Watch me. I'm going to turn this all the way upside down. Coming in from my right, I can now see exactly where the tip of the brush is going to finish off that heart, and I am done. I'm not going to overwork that surface. I am finished. I washed the brush. I dried it out. I'm getting ready to move on. So just remember that right-handed people have these materials and this tool on your right side, okay? Again, let's try a little mixture here. Right-handed, coming in from my right, placing the color to the right of that line, being generous, snapping and capping the marker. Here comes purple. Now, purple is a mixture of blue and red, and orange is a mixture of red and yellow. So when these two come together, they're going to make an earth tone like a brown. See it there? And you're going to see more of that same earth tone or brown when the paints dissolve. Remember to come in from your right, use the tip of the brush to carefully place, and then pull back. Okay, see the browns created when the purple and the orange mix together. Here I come in from my right, use the tip of the brush to control. Now it might be I have a little too much water on there. So if I do, I can remove some on the, see what I did? I removed it on the towel. And I'll just finish that one up. And I kind of like the water just to kind of do its thing. Now, if you wanted to, you can come in with a colored pencil and do some of these hearts in colored pencil only. You notice how the color goes down brightly, but there's a sense of a texture there because the paper is a little rough. We call the roughness of this paper the paper's tooth. And so the pencil can go dark to light, but is kind of a little breaking up of the color. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go back on top of that with a different color. Let's try yellow. Now, yellow and blue should make green. Let's see what happens. Here comes the yellow on top of the blue. And yes, indeed, the yellow and the blue make green. Because the colored pencil does not dissolve, Well, it did come off on the marker a little bit, but normally it does not dissolve. It stays put right there. I didn't even have to paint that, did I? So that's a brief description, a brief demonstration of how you go about handling color. Come in from your right if you're right-handed, so you can see exactly where the color is going. Be generous with the color if you need to turn the paper. So coming back in from your right, you can again place to the right, see the right of the line. Snap the cap when you're done. That's a small area, so I'm going to remove most of the water by pulling against the lip there, or pulling on the towel. You know you've got to control the amount of water. Dissolve the color first, turn the paper so you can come in from your right. See, here I am coming in from my right, and carefully finish up. Had this blue and this red both been wet, they might have bled together, but the red was already dry. It was done several minutes ago. Okay? Now, you try.